Unfortunate news today for a fighter that I really like. Nick Diaz, 26-9, former Strikeforce welterweight champion, UFC #1 contender for the welterweight championship. Long career, Pride, WEC, Strikeforce, Dream. Has been suspended 5 years by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and fined $165,000 for what they say was a total disregard for the sport because of elevated levels of marijuana. A test that was conducted showed that after his UFC 183 bout with Anderson Silva, who was also suspended, but not 5 years. Silva, in his test, it was indicated that he had banned substances. So, wow, Nick Diaz was suspended in 2007, 2012. Once again, everyone knows that Nick Diaz likes to smoke marijuana. And I think that the penalty for Nick Diaz is, I think it's a little bit harsh, because a lot of other people did worse things. From some reports that I read, because some people told me that they felt Nick Diaz smoked so much tree, weed, marijuana, Mary Jane that he couldn't feel any pain inside of the octagon, and they considered that cheating. And if that's the case, that is cheating. But I was under the impression that Nick Diaz he's a man that liked to enjoy himself. It was something that should be legal, and was penalized harshly for that. That's what I believe. And I disagree with the decision, just to give you my opinion. I think Nick Diaz didn't deserve such a harsh consequence, especially the lawyer said that there were tests conducted and he was under the limit, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission said that he was way above the limit. The Nevada State Athletic Commission vindicated what Floyd Money Mayweather done, the illegal IV from the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, but they give Anderson Silva a suspension when we all know that most likely he used performance enhancement drugs, and I think that it's a sad situation for Nick Diaz because he's going to be forced into retirement. We will never see him again. 2020, he's not going to be fighting in 2020. He was fighting once a year. He was so sick of the sport anyway. Let's read from Fox exactly what happened, and then we're going to go to a reaction from MMA Junkie. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, the NSAC, handed down a 5-year ban to UFC welterweight Nick Diaz on Monday after he allegedly tested positive for marijuana following his fight against Anderson Silva at UFC 183 in January. Diaz was also fined 33% of his total purse, worth $500,000, which equals to $165,000 that he was fined, levied against him. Diaz also faced additional financial penalties to reimburse the state for the cost of his suit incurred against the state. Diaz appeared at the hearing with his attorney Lucas Middlebrook, who presented an aggressive defense that questioned the validity of the test results. The test showed that the fighter had elevated levels of marijuana in his system just minutes after his bout against Anderson Silva ended. Middlebrook argued that 2 separate tests were conducted by the Sports Medicine Research and Testing Laboratory and the World Anti-Doping Agency accredited lab before and after his fight. with both results showing Diaz well under the 150 limit for marijuana. The lone positive test came back from Quest Diagnostics, which showed Diaz with over 700 for marijuana. Diaz's attorney vehemently disagreed with the test results, while also calling upon an expert witness to testify to the validity of the testing and how the three separate proved the lone positive one was completely false. So they say three separate amounts prove the lone positive was actually false. That's why Nick Diaz is was standing strong in his disagreement with the results of the Nevada State Athletic Commission decision to suspend him initially. The commission consistently fired back while also pointing out that Diaz did not claim his use of marijuana on a pre-fight questionnaire, which all athletes are required to sign and date before contest. Once testimony was completed, Middlebrook fired off another salvo at the commission, who is a governing a body overseeing athletics in the state, but not an actual court system with a judge and jury setting legal precedents. With all due respect, if the commission imposes discipline based on the complaint as written, which wholly ignores the two negative tests, thereby depriving this man of his earnings and his future ability to earn a living, it's not only the highest form of administrative abuse of discretion, but it's ripe for judicial review and reversal, Middlebrook stated. When Diaz finally took his place at the table in front of the commission, he chose not to respond to any questions and instead pled the Fifth Amendment for every answer. Commissioner Pat Lundvall continued to press Diaz with questions, and he responded by pleading the Fifth repeatedly. Respectfully, I'm not going to answer the question, Diaz stated. Fifth Amendment. Following the 3-hour-plus hearing, the commission finally went into deliberation. And let me tell you, after pleading the Fifth and that lone positive test, and how they already was against Nick Diaz for being outspoken, and you know, he recently got in a fight at an MMA event. All the negativity and the notorious behavior, they were going to throw the book at Nick Diaz. So following the 3-hour-plus hearing, the commission finally went into deliberation, where Diaz was subject to a heavy fine, while Lundvall suggested a lifetime ban for him in the state of Nevada. Eventually, the commission opted for a lesser sentence of 5 years, while also stating that at this stage of Diaz's career, where he's already 32 of age, that would likely be a lifetime ban as well. The commission stated that their decision to suspend Diaz wasn't as much about the marijuana, but his disregard for their rules and regulations after he was already suspended for the same drug in 2007 and 2012. And that is their reasoning. They say total disregard. This is not just a case of marijuana, Chairman Francisco Aguilar stated. I think this is a case of simple lack of disregard for the sport. The commission voted unanimously on the verdict, with Diaz suspended for 5 years from the date of his fight against Anderson Silva, which would make him eligible for return January 31st, 2020. Diaz immediately got up from his seat and he left the room when the hearing was finished. It's likely Diaz's attorney will file an appeal with the state for additional hearing to be held at a later date. After the hearing concluded, Diaz spoke to reporters outside while expressing his extreme disappointment in the commission's decision to levy a 5-year ban on him for this latest infraction. I'm pretty pissed off, Diaz told Fox Sports after the hearing ended. I got into this sport for the exact reason, being stuck in a room like that with people like that. First of all, this sport, this commission, they have done everything they can do to keep me from being all the way on top where I should be. They've done everything they could to keep me from proving to the world that I'm the best fighter in the world, which I am. They want to have nothing but weak sauce fighters in this sport. Those people are nothing but a bunch of crooks up there. So we're going to go to MMA Junkie. They conducted an interview with Nick Diaz right when he left outside of court. And it's interesting what he says. It's a sad situation to hear that Nick Diaz is suspended for 5 years and forced into retirement.
Yes.
Who's from where?
USA Day, MMA Junkie.
USA Day. Weekly Junkies?
MMA Weekly.
Okay, alright, man. Yeah, yeah, shoot.
Just, I mean, how are you feeling right now?
I'm pretty pissed off, you know what I mean? Like, I got into the sport, for like this exact reason of being stuck in a room like that with people like that. First of all, this sport, this commission, and everybody, they've done everything they can to keep me from being all the way on top, where I should be. They've did everything they could to keep me from proving to the world that I'm the best fighter in the world, which I am. They want to have nothing but they want to have nothing but weak sauce fighters in the sport. You want to call it a sport? First of all, it's not a sport. This is not a sport. This is why I got into this. See, those people are nothing but a bunch of crooks up there. The reason why I became a fighter, on top of a handful of reasons, was so that I don't have to break the law. And people around me in my community, people I know, they don't have to break the law either. And they do a lot. We've been doing a lot of good. And they got me in here sweating bullets in a freaking courtroom. Like my lawyers come over sweating. They all thinking I'm gonna flip out and do something really really nuts, like I was about this close to doing. I just think that it's bullshit. Because you know what? I'll fight anybody in this whole sport. I'll beat everybody that's already been trying to prove them. So I've already beat guys who are on top right now. This is the type of sort of reason why that people don't understand I'm the best fighter in the world. They don't understand that. You guys want to see real fights. You want to see real knockouts. People want to shut down the whole technical aspect of the sport, which is me, as far as I'm concerned. I've been trying to prove that from day one. I try to explain the ups and downs of mixed martial arts when nobody else has anything to say. All these guys keep their fucking mouth shut. None of them have nothing to say. I'll tell you whatever you want to know, whatever you want to hear. I don't put on no act. Bottom line is, like, I became a fighter. Like, these guys are legally trying to rob me, robbing other fighters. Like, I became a fighter, so I don't gotta rob nobody. You know what I mean? This is so that's just how I feel. I guess that's all I got for you. But if it wasn't for them in there, I would tell them what I think. I want to tell them what I think. I want to tell each and every one of them that they're a bunch of dorks. Like, really, and anybody that sees them or knows who they are should tell them that right to their face. Because I would tell them. I would tell them that. If it wasn't for my experts over here, they advised me to keep my mouth shut. So I kept my mouth shut. I wanted to just get up and tell them all, like, look, you guys are way the fuck out of line. You guys have been trying to hold me down from day one. That's pretty much this whole sport is trying to keep me from where I belong, and that's the #1 position. I'm the biggest draw. I'm the best fighter. I've been fighting for longer. I've been thrown more punches than everybody in the sport. I'm going to dodge more punches than everybody in the sport. And that's the bottom line. That's what's really going on. And we got a whole system trying to hold me down. So.
Your legal team's going to challenge the ruling, obviously. If it does stand up, though, 5 years, you'd be 36 years old.
Yeah, I'm not going to I'm looking at doing this next year, if any. I'm not looking at doing nothing but high-profile fights. Anybody that they try to tell you is the best fighter in the world right now at 170, 185, we don't know that. We don't know that now. I'm pretty sure it's me. I'm pretty damn confident that it's me. Because they got me over here. I can't even go. My brother's got to fight for me. My brother. I can't even go and corner my brother when he goes this ain't a sport. This is war. This is warfare. This is a war game. He's going in there. He's going in there to fight for his life. I can't even go stand next to him. They deprive me of not just money now, but the right to stand up for not only what I believe in, but for my little brother. I can't even go and help my little brother. And it's like, I'm like, y'all can get knocked the fuck out. All these whole little, everybody in the room right now. But I gotta keep my cool, walk around, and go. They got me sweating bullets in a little court office hearing or whatever. When I should be sweating bullets in the gym, training for a fight.
Yeah, if you want to see the entire interview, just go to MMA Junkie. It's on their channel right now. It's very intense. I think that's a sad day for mixed martial arts.